Hello to you folks. This video is a product and an inspiration of a talk I had with a friend whom I consider a spiritual brother. And for sure, I would like to thank you, Nikolai, directly for inspiring me. And our conversation has triggered in me the awareness that people really need rights like this. So, for this video, I must we must thank the conversation I had with this wonderful practitioner from Bulgaria, Nikolai. Thank you very much. So we have come to the conclusion that society is a big kindergarten that lacks proper initiation rites to turn children into real men, to turn girls into females, to turn boys into real men. So a rite like this, like I will teach you right now, it's a must to do for everyone that has not a kind of spiritual practice, any kind of spiritual practice, and if not, at least try it once. So this is a shadow work, right? Shadow work here on my channel, let's say it's the specialty of the house, and it's much needed in a crazy house like this society is. Shadow work is the only true medicine to achieving real balance in the society. So, without further ado, and giving the proper thanks to myself and to the wonderful practitioner in Bulgaria, let's start the description. Okay, so first of all, we all have within us archetypes of feminine and masculine nature, and they are overlapped. They do not comply and they do not properly function as they should. We have the warrior archetype, we have the lover archetype, the magician archetype, and the king archetype. I will go by these four. There are more approaches to this, but these four archetypes are enough for now. So the warrior archetype is about achievement. It's about resolution through conflict. It's about debates. It's about hunting for power. It's about, so the warrior archetype is very important for our survival. The lover archetype is very important for our wellness in the depth of our being, for the ability to sense emotions, for the ability to communicate and relate with each other. Because if we have an overgrown warrior archetype within us, we have an overgrown role of warrior. Warrior could very much overshadow the lover, and the lover and the warrior could overshadow each other, because maybe someone is way too emotional, maybe someone is way too big with too sensitive, and his own emotions and sensitivity doesn't permit him to act like the warrior type. The magician archetype is where we connect better with our unconscious mind, and we could say that a true magician has balanced inside him also the warrior and the lover archetypes. And the king is the overseer. The king is the judge, and is the role that intermediates, but sometimes also gives directions. So is the reason. The king is the reason, is the ahead perspective. Okay, if you are a woman, your king will be the queen. If you are a woman, your warrior could be a shield maiden or an Amazon warrior, let's say, female. The lover, of course, is androgyne in nature. The magician can transform itself into a sorceress or a magician female. So bend this right according to your nature. Okay, so what you want to do is, like I said, there are overgrown qualities in the lover that overshadow the warrior, and in the warrior that overshadow the lover. What you want to do is prepare a ritual space. Do an empowering meditation before this from your own tradition, or the best meditation or prayer that you can do. You can encircle the area or do a light protection circle. This rite doesn't need a magical bunker to protect you. So do a light protection circle, like go in clockwise direction and sprinkle water with salt. Go in a clockwise direction and just create the circle with incense. You can do it with water and salt, or fire from a candle, incense too. And also, if you want, a song from within your heart. Okay? So create this light circle. Let it be a bit bigger, because you will need a bit of space in the this shadow rite. So first of all, after you have done your main meditation, whatever it is, a prayer, whatever makes you feel safe, comfortable, and brings power within you. You can do a shamanic journey to hunt for power, let's say, before you do this main rite. So go like this. First, stand in the circle in front of the altar, or in front of the, if you don't have an altar, is no problem. Just stand in the middle of the circle, but more in front. Let's say facing east this time. Okay, because you are working with forces. You need to, when you need to attune things, when you need to balance things, when you need to get things back into the flow, facing east is essential, is very important. You don't face north when you want to rebalance things. It's not really okay. You're only, let's say, advanced practitioners can play with this stuff, but let's not go into the details. So a light circle for protection. Like I said, stand towards east, close to the middle of the circle, but more towards east, and then take up a standing position, military position, with your head held in your chest, but not too much, like this. Hands relaxed near your body. Do not move. Do not make sounds. Close your phone. Do not announce others to not disturb you. Let it be an hour in which you do not hear too many noises from the outside and stuff like this, because this is a very intimate process and you do not want it to be interrupted. It could have not so good impact. So protect yourself from disturbances. Okay, so first, facing east, a few steps towards east, away from the center of the circle. And in this posture, you visualize yourself as the archetype of the warrior, with everything akin to the warrior. If you're a lady, or if you're a man, like I said, if you're a lady, you can visualize yourself as a shield maiden, is no problem. Or whatever feminine warrior-like attributes your soul communicates with naturally. So visualize the dress or the armor from that specific culture. Visualize weaponry on you. Visualize markings of war on you. Everything accustomed to your need to really feel that you experience the warrior role. Feel the willpower growing. Feel the determination in you lighting up as a bonfire. Feel all the attributes of the warrior that you can possibly do, and feel it deeply. Remain with this role and feel yourself completely identified with it down to the physical level. And then, guess what you are going to do? Take a step back and let the warrior role that you have created in front of you. Disconnect with it. Now it's time for you to connect with the lover. Now it's time for you to connect with the lover, which could have at him either a poetry book, either a rose, either some items. He's very nicely dressed. He wears a perfume. He smells of a certain incense, let's say. Feel the quality of feeling within you increasing. Connect deeply with your romantic side, with your romantic needs, with your romantic expressions. Connect deeply with whatever you have met in this life to be the most and highest exponent of the role of the lover. Identify yourself with the dressings he's wearing or she is wearing if you're a lady. Prepare yourself like for a date. Like you are meeting the biggest love of your life and you must be okay. And identify yourself deeply with the role of the lover. And the feeling is that you are gonna meet the biggest love of your life. The warrior role was you are being prepared for the greatest confrontation of your life. The role of the lover was for the greatest love of your life possible. I mean, inside within you this powerful feeling. And after you have achieved a state of exaltation in the role of the lover, picturing yourself as such, close your eyes in this process. Okay? Step out. So you will have in front of you the role of the lover, the role of the warrior, and now you have stepped in the role of the magician. And here, if you're either a man or a female, a magician woman or a magician man, here you must see yourself with a wand in the hands. If you already have a wand, it's okay to have it with you, but it's better to just picture it because you will be playing with these roles a bit. So we don't want confusing things happening. Also, the dressings in which you will be, it's even okay to go butt naked in this rite, to be honest. Okay, it's more okay for the rite, and it's sending a powerful message in the subconscious mind that you right now are undressed of every role. But right now you are assuming the role of the magician. You wear magician robes, the wand, a pentacle in your left hand and the wand in your right hand. Feel them. Feel the power of your mind growing. Feel a surge of electrical force going up and down your body. Feel a connection with the sky and the earth. The sky and the earth as energy flows connected at the heart. And feel yourself in the skin of the magician as much as you want, but feel that you also have this magical aspect. Your subconscious mind has this magical aspect to it. Then let your imagination flow a bit here, but do not let your imagination wander too much in the role of the magician. And take a step back and enter the role of the king. And here, visualize yourself. If you're a female, visualize yourself as the queen. If you're a male, visualize yourself as the king. And in this process, visualize a crown on top of your head as a sign of your sovereignty upon your own life. Picture yourself with a scepter of power in the right hand, or if you're a woman, with the scepter of power in your left hand. And picture the other hand on top of a bowl, which is the world. You have power over your own world, and subconsciously you hold the scepter of power, but at the same time you also hold power, this power, on top of the world. You are the king or queen of your own world. You picture yourself sitting or not, but have a throne somewhere behind in this visualization. Have your robes to be red. The red signifies power. For the magician, robes could also be, let's say, blue or violet or deep purple. For the warrior, also, the warrior can shine with golden energy or golden sparks of, or red sparks. It depends on how. Let this process inspire you. I'm just giving you the main lines of it. Okay, so connect deeply with the power that the king or queen has upon your own world. And then at this stage, once you have fully assumed and felt fully also the role of the king, step out of it also. And you have made 4 steps back at this stage. But you must understand that you have now undressed of all the four roles. But all the 4 roles stand in front of you as you have created them, and they must appear vividly in your mind. Also, this is the creation of the inner mirrors of the roles process. But before you do this, so after you have casted the circle, do an invocation written by you with your own words to an aspect of the Divine Mother from your from your culture. It's very important to be an image of the Divine Mother from your culture. Okay? So, and in this invocation, ask the Divine Mother to appear above the ritual space and to guide and to intermediate with wisdom the event that is going to happen. Because what we are going to do after you have, so first, cast the circle like I instructed, invoke the Divine Mother as I have instructed, enter the roles, exit the roles, and then the most important part of the process is this. Let the roles start to interact with each other. Let them not necessarily wander too much, but let them face each other. Let the, for example, warrior face the lover. They will turn towards each other. The warrior will turn back towards and face the lover. And now the real shadow work starts to happen. Sometimes the warrior will have items on him, hidden maybe or not, that belong to the lover. Maybe you have pictured the warrior and try to look at the warrior and see what items or traits the warrior has that belong to the lover. And ask the warrior to give back the items, the traits, or even the looks back to the lover. And you need to see the warrior projection from within you, handling those items, handling the appearance, handling whatever items or even appearance, guys. But I will let your imagination be creative here. I have a very creative imagination. I do not want to intervene too much in the process. I'm just giving you the recipe of the shadow work, right? But you must play with it yourself. And also, let the lover take the attributes or the items that belong to him back from the lover. And also, the lover must give back attributes that belong to the warrior. Like I said in the conversation with my friend, give. Maybe the lover has a hidden knife. In that book of poetry, maybe it has a hidden knife hidden there. Maybe that rose has a poisonous thorn that doesn't belong there, and it must be given back to the warrior. The warrior will make use of the poisonous thorn, not the lover. The lover is the lover, and the warrior is the warrior. And we are right now, when there is a problem, and you see that the communication between the warrior, the negotiation of exchange between the warrior and the lover doesn't go too well. Okay, you need to address the Divine Mother. That's why we invoked her to intermediate and speak more nicely and with more wisdom and apply her motherly magic to the warrior and the lover alike. Okay, once everything is fine, once the warrior becomes really the warrior and the lover becomes really the lover, have them face normally as you have put them, as you have stepped out of them. And right now, there is a moment in which one of them, after a while, so meditate on what changes within you after they have achieved a balanced negotiation. Okay, so in this shadow work rite, basically you learn how to negotiate or how to implement a negotiation between deep aspects of your mind, which is not so easily achieved just by mere techniques. Okay, so with the magician represents the deep power from within us, from the subconscious mind. But this magician also could have upon him items from the lover and the warrior. And have the warrior and the lover look at the magician. Have them step out again from the line, but this time together in the same line, they look at the magician. And again, this negotiation happens. The magician could hold a sword, or the magician could hold some aspects that are not of the magician. Maybe the magician wears an armor that is very heavy for him. Maybe the magician needs back an item of magic from the lover, or a word of power from the warrior. Okay, so this negotiation needs to happen. Maybe the lover had the hat of the magician, which is the symbol of your connection with the infinite. So you must have a good intuition, a good knowledge of symbols, but this isn't a requirement because your own subconscious mind and your deep soul knows about these symbols anyway. For example, if you need guidance with the process and what happens in this process of in the shadow work, right, you can address me directly and I will give you proper guidance on what happened, what needs to improve, what could. But if you listen to my instructions, it should be okay. Also, if you have no clue of what is to be done in the process of exchange between the magician and the lover, or the magician and the warrior, simply ask again for the Divine Mother's advice. And stay. Do not be hasty. Take some time to digest the event. Take some time. Usually the magician is more wise than the lover and the warrior and doesn't need too much negotiation. Only the lover and the warrior need more negotiation. But in reality, the magician is more wise. He just speaks nicely. It won't be necessary too much for the mother to intervene with the magician. Now, look at the role of the king after the magician has taken his power back from the lover and warrior within you, and after he has given power to the warrior and the lover also, because this is the idea. There is an interchange of imbalanced role playing in our heads that really screws up the society and ourselves and our families. And we really need to put some order in our heads and in our souls. And with the magical shadow work right like this can be done if you do it a few times, but it needs to be done with utter sincerity. Now, the king must gather all the roles to him and either bless them, either make them swear an oath of allegiance to a single direction to control your own world, make them obey the king with respect and a deep reverence, but do not be tyrannic, do not be dictatorial with this. Let the role of the king play itself. Do not try to manipulate what happens there. If there is an urge of tyranny or an emanation of tyranny in the king's aura, let's say, ask the Divine Mother to temper it down. And also, you could observe items on the king that belong to either the lover, the warrior, or the magician. Okay? Or there are items on the warrior that belong to the king, and vice versa. Okay? And ask this mentally. Do not speak anything out loud. This is an inner work of silent meditation. Okay? Afterwards, after the exchanges and negotiations have been done, and all the roles have reached a aligned status, a common vector, ask them to sit again in the same line you have started with. Thank the Divine Mother for the intervention and the negotiation and her blessing and her wisdom. And step back into the role of the king. Now feel it again like you have felt it at first, but see if any difference or change has happened, and if so, why. Now take the king with you in the next step and merge with the projection of the role, the magician. Now take another step only with the right foot. Only with the right foot you need to step forth. When you step back from the roles, you step with the left foot, but now at the end of the right hand process, you step with the right foot. And feel the magician again. Feel if something is changed within the magician. And now step with your right foot again and step in the projection of the lover and feel the lover again. See if something is changed in the lover and if he has the same mad enthusiasm for crazy love or something else is there happening in him. Take another step forth into the warrior and see what else happens there. What else has changed in the warrior that was not there. See if his thirst for war or confrontation is the same, or maybe he has become a bit more intelligent emotionally and he can achieve a resolution through other means. So this all will be in accordance with your own being and very personal. Okay. After you have merged back with all the roles, so when you step forth into another role, into the next role, so you step with the right foot in the king, but you have reabsorbed the king in you fully. Then after you have reabsorbed the king fully and felt it and the changes that go with it, only then go in the mage, do the same with the mage, do the same with the lover, do the same with the warrior, and then end the rite. After you have done the meditation with the warrior, and afterwards do a 5 to 10 minutes meditation to feel what has changed in you with all these roles reassembled and reintegrated in your being. And then close the rite. Thank, most importantly of them all, thank the Divine Mother again, and state that the rite has ended, and you need to close the circle. Okay, but build your own rite based on this idea. Like I said, for the circle you can use also incense, water with salt, fire. You can use, for example, some other things like not necessarily, you can create a circle by beating a drum around it, so you can create a circle with the sound. Okay, you can create a circle by clapping. Okay, so clapping a few times, 3 or 9 times around the altar or around the space you want to open as a sacred circle. Okay, so choose whatever circle works the best for you, but do not do a fully blown magical circle for this working. Just do a light protective circle. It will be enough. Okay, so this is the shadow work rite. It's required and necessary and highly needed for the ones that are aspirants to a normal life, also for the ones that are aspirants of learning more deeper aspect of spirituality. And this is a highly important way to do things. Okay, so enjoy this shadow work, right? May it give you great luck in your life, and may it give you great balance in your life. And I'm waiting for your feedback. Write the feedback in the comments, share, like, and subscribe, because with me, always a gift is for a gift. I don't give anything for free. Okay, I made also a poetry. So listen to me closely. Whenever occult knowledge is imparted, whenever you must know this: if you receive, you must give. If you don't give, you won't receive what you wanted to take. This is very important. And it's not about money. No, it's about energy here. Okay? So give if you want to receive. Like, share, and subscribe for more people from the spiritual world or not to have access to this working, in order for them to live more balanced and normal life. Okay, so hail to the ancestors, hail to you, the listener, and have a nice day, guys.